Welcome to the Convention of States University and the COSU course on events and exhibits. This is Exhibit Basics. I'm Howard Boothroyd. Here are tips for maximizing your results at an event and making the best and greatest first impression on those who visit. To begin, dress for the event. Look professional. Look like a group. Look like you belong to the Convention of States. And how do you do that? Have a COS logo shirt or blouse and coordinate in the group with what your appearance will be. Is it a blue shirt with black khakis? Is it a white shirt with blue khakis? Coordinate that in advance and do invest in COS logo apparel. It will make you look professional and it will tie you to the organization and it'll help those who come to the table to recognize who's a part of it and who to speak with. You'll find a great array of COS logoed products at the COS store. Not only do you want to dress yourself, but you'll want to dress the COS table. Tables at the events are typically not necessarily real pretty. So you'll want to make it look good by having a table cover with the COS logo on it. They're available at the COS store in 6 and 8 foot versions. 8 foot is recommended. You can always cinch in an 8 foot to fit a 6 foot table. Next is an event banner. You've put together a banner frame, which we'll be discussing later in this course, and you have your banner mounted. You can see that there are a couple banners shown here. One is the Convention of States banner, a project of citizens for self-governance. That's available at the COS store. The Save Your Gun Rights banner is one that would be appropriate if you were exhibiting at a gun show. COS palm cards are our next natural item to have at the table. The palm cards are available from your state director. They're simple, they explain the program well, and they're available without charge. If you don't have your COS business cards yet, you will want to get them. They're an essential for being at the show. You'll see when you get to the Convention of States Vistaprint shop that you have two options available for business cards, two different presentations on the front, two different designs. And on the back, you'll be able to customize it with your recruiter link and a link to your state video if you so choose. See the COS business card ordering guide for more details. Special effects lighting. As you can see in the picture, there is a beam of light that is being projected from underneath the table. It's being projected by the little laser light device that you see in the second picture below. The purpose of this is to draw attention to the Convention of States table, and that's its only purpose. People starting at either end of the aisle, as they look down the aisle, they will see this bright bouncing light from underneath the table. Sometimes they'll come by the table and look down to try to figure out what it is. Some folks will look up at the ceiling to see if the light's coming from there. The point is that it brings attention to the Convention of States table. It slows them down and makes them available to be engaged in a conversation about the Convention of States. More details about this will be available in the exhibit materials module. Conversation at the table. The first rule is get out in front of the table and say hello. If you're standing behind the table, it is a barrier between you and the folks that you can be speaking with. So if there's two of you at the table, have one be out in front, engaging them in conversation. The other person can be keeping things in order on the table, brochures available, pocket constitutions, and still engaging people in conversation. But someone be out in front and stop and engage people. Also, the advantage to this is that when they are ready to have their name added to the petition, the person out in front of the table is the one that steps over and starts the input on the digital petition. This is really important. So someone stay out front, the other person can keep the literature in place and keep the candy bowl filled and speak with others who are at the table. Conversation starter. Odds are the person to whom you are speaking does not know about Article 5 of the COS project, and you're going to have about 30 seconds to gain their interest. Here's a dialogue to consider. You. Hi. Are you familiar with the Convention States project? Them? No. What is it? You. What's your name? Thanks, Bob. Let me briefly explain. You next share the three goals of the Convention of States project. Term limits, fiscal restraints, limiting the power of the federal government. Then you ask them and listen to them about what their concerns are about the federal government. Action, control, size, whatever it is, what do they think about as they consider this? What concerns them? Then explain how the Convention of States project is the only solution as big as the problem that they have identified. Explain how they can add their support to the COS cause by signing the petition. Then ask them, can we have your support, Bob? If their answer is yes, you move to the PC and begin entering their information starting with their first name. Why is it so important that you enter the information and not them? Well, you'll make sure that all the information going into the petition is complete. First name, last name, full address, email address, phone number, and you'll ask if they would consider volunteering some time to help. You'll put that information in, not them. Odds are they may not even want to put their information in if they have to deal with the PC. You take care of that by making the entries. Once you have entered their information, thank them for their support, offer them a palm card, your COS business card, and a pocket constitution if you have it available. Before they leave the table, turn your card over and show them on the back where the video is, should they wish to watch the video, your state video, and also where they can log on to sign the petition. It's actually not for them to sign the petition. This is for them to share with family and friends, and they can find your recruiter link and sign the petition. Also, there's a space for a note. If you have an event coming up, let them know that where the event is, and you can write a note to them there so that they have a memory jog. Also let them know that they would be welcomed as a volunteer. If they express an interest, ask them if they can be called after the event to discuss volunteer opportunities. Make sure to make a note as to their interest and then follow up with them afterwards. Petition collection at the table, there will be a separate module on digital petition collection. But just briefly, there is in the file packet that you downloaded a COS digital petition file. You will want to use it. Instructions are in there for how to set it up. But your choice between digital petition and a paper petition is that you want digital. First of all, it's clean, it's accurate because you're completing it. It's complete because you're completing it. Plus the records can be immediately saved after the show and then emailed to COSIT, and they will upload all of the petition records into the Nation Builder system, and you do not have to hand enter each one of them. Taking paper petitions is an option, but if you take paper petitions at any point during the event, you will have to enter them into a digital petition file and send it to COSIT, or you'll have to hand enter them into Nation Builder. You can avoid all that time and effort if you just digitally collect the petitions. The digital petition file has been provided in both an Office 97 version as well as an Office 365 version. Your digital petitions, when collected, is going to look this way. Very neat, very clean, and very complete. That is, if you collect all the information. By the way, if you look on that form, you'll see that there's a P.O. box. As much as possible, as you're collecting the information, collect the street address. They may offer a P.O. box, but inform them that they cannot be matched to their representative without a street address. We don't mail out information, but their representative can only be identified if their street address is known. Be sure and collect it. Meet the other exhibitors. Make it your mission to visit with each of the exhibitors at the event. Best time to do this is obviously when it's slow and after all the exhibitors have set up. Now, using the example of a gun show, setup is typically on a Friday afternoon. They set up, then they close up. Friday, Saturday morning, the show opens. You may have some time before the show opens to visit with the exhibitors. But some may be coming in early Saturday morning to set up, and until they are set up, you will not have their attention. So either visit with those Saturday morning who are already set up and just waiting for the doors to open, or wait till Sunday morning when everyone is set up and they are waiting for the show to reopen, and at that time make it a point to go around and visit with everyone. When you do, share the COS story, inquire about them, find out what they're doing, introduce yourself, share the COS story, explain why it will benefit them and their business to be supportive of it, provide them a palm card and your COS business card, and then invite them to the table to sign the petition. If they say, well, I'll come by and sign the petition, and the show is not yet open, then go pick up the laptop that has a digital petition and walk over and take their information right then and there. You can walk around with the laptop open, visit with folks, take their petition, rather than hoping that they're going to remember and they will come by the COS table. Go see them. Don't wait for them to come see you. The Liberty Amendments is an excellent item to have on your table. It is something to reference as you discuss the type of amendments that could be proposed at a convention. You can also, if you wish, elect to give away a copy of the Liberty Amendments. In paperback, they're available from Books A Million for sometimes less than $5 a copy. If you're going to give away a copy of the book after the show event has closed, you can determine the number of petitions collected, pick a number between 1 and that is the person who has won won the book. You can then send a letter to the individual, send them the book and the letter, and thank them for attending and award the book. If you don't have a drawing, still have the book at the table, and you can use it again as a reference point. The next module is Exhibit Documents and Handouts, and I will see you there.